who's such an important player, such an incredible player, and cares so much. I'm heartbroken for him. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's playing next game, if he's out. I have no idea. But heartbroken for him that he just got to miss, that he had to miss the night.
It sucks. It sucks. It sucks out because I want him to be out there. I know how much he cares. I know how much he wants to be in this moment. It sucks. It's just a bad break.
I mean, it's never easy to lose anybody, especially this time of the year where we just want to have fun playing basketball and playing the right way and competing at a high level. We're obviously out there for bigger reasons. So when you see the game be snatched away so early from one of our brothers, we feel for him.
Man, hate seeing this, but love seeing Jalen Rose as we welcome him in advance of a big day today. So this very costly victory in game one. Harden goes down after less than a minute in the game. Same injury that kept him out of so many games towards the end of the season. In your estimation, Jalen, what does this mean for the series?
For the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't take game one. When the Nets lose James Harden in the first minute of the game, you got to find a way to take that game. Shout out to Blake Griffin, who did a terrific job and played really well, and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and the bench mob for the Nets, and they showed their depth. But what this shows to me, Hannah, is shout to the Nets and their coaching staff, Steve Nash, for still finding a way to adjust and getting this game. Mm-hmm. But for the Bucks, you're soul searching now. Just think about this. They lose James Harden in the first minute of the game, and you still lose? So I'm somebody that picked the Bucks to win this series. Now I have to reevaluate that, Hannah.
Right.
Like, how can I say they're going to win the series, and I just seen them lose, and James Harden left the first minute of the game? So for me, it says more about the Bucks, and shout to the Nets for still getting it done.
Yeah, it still feels like, even if James Harden is unable to go, this still feels like it's anybody's series and that it is winnable for the Nets. But let's move on because we don't really know what that situation is going to be. We do know we're going to have a Game 7 between the Clippers and the Mavericks. Best two words in all of sports. Road team has won every game. Clips looking to erase that memory of that ugly loss in the bubble in Game 7, losing the Nuggets after a 3-1 lead. So who advances today at Staples, my friend?
Hannah, you're a legend in the game, and you're a seasoned vet. I'm going to say something that you've never heard said in the history of covering NBA basketball. The Clippers have a chance to own LA for a couple of weeks or for a couple of months.
You're right.
Just think about that. Like, if they don't get it done this year. Now, you mentioned them losing in the bubble to the Denver Nuggets. And by the way, when the Lakers put together their dynamic duo and the Clippers put together their dynamic duo, we actually thought they would face each other in the playoffs one of these years. And it has not happened. But with that being said, it was too much Kawhi in all phases. He was catching tip dunks. He was doing reverse dunks. He's playing in the mid-range. The Clippers are at home. The road team, as you mentioned, has won each one of the games in this series. However, I think the Clippers find a way to advance. Luka just not getting consistent help, in particular from Porzingis, a max player, 7 points. Rick Carlisle has to defend how he's using them. And you know when you're 7'3", you can actually still cut. You can still post up. You can still block shots. You can still grab boards. So they're going to need him to be more productive. Luka's been outstanding. Kawhi did a great job of defending him and scoring on the other end. I think the Clippers find a way to advance and at least capture the next few weeks as the team of Los Angeles since the Lakers got eliminated.
And maybe the last few weeks of Kawhi in a Clippers uniform, who knows, because he has a player option. I'm with you. Dallas is going to have to make some adjustments and maybe go big once in a while against that Clippers lineup. We will see. All right, so you talked about playoff history. It has been a long time that I've been covering the playoffs, but of course I do remember this, Jay, as do you. 20-year anniversary of Allen Iverson stepping over Ty Lue. Game 1, 2001 NBA Finals, Lakers-Sixers, one of the most iconic moments in playoff history. Iverson crossing him over, hitting the J, stepping right over Lue in front of the Lakers bench. Oh, that hurts. Lou will be coaching the Clips today, of course. Sixers host the Hawks in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semis. And we thought we'd have a little fun with this, kind of tie the two together, Jay. So both AI and Trae Young made their playoff debuts in their third season. Young has scored 146 points through his first 5 playoff games this postseason. AI had 148 through his first 5 back in 1999, both totals in the top 8 in a player's first 5 career playoff games since the merger. Just for fun, compare those two players for us, Jalen.
Just for fun, I'll do it for you, Hannah, because you're the bomb. However, the only thing basketball-wise these guys got in common is that they're both black. Like literally, like the beauty of Trae Young's game is that he shoots from 30 feet and beyond, and that he's a 4-level scorer, and he's gonna still get me 10 assists a game. The beauty of AI's game is that he was an isolation bucket that would cross over Michael Jordan, that would cross back Tyronn Lue and step over him and be the kind of guy that averaged 30 points in the season. So the strength of their games are vastly different. What the Knicks fans were chanting about Trae Young and his hair, and by the way, I love Trae Young's hair. I'm trying to grow mine out. Was different from AI's, because AI had the trademark cornrows. So these guys are vastly different.
You know, it was honestly, just full disclosure, it was like literally a way for us to get the footage in because, you know, it's an absolute stretch, all right? But, you know, as he always does, Jalen, putting it all straight for us, putting it in perspective. Jay, we love you. We'll keep an eye on Joel Embiid and his status.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you.
We pursued and persevered. Kevin Durant with 29 points for the Nets.
Ready? Okay, ready with Kevin. Start off Malik Andrews, ESPN.
Hey, Kevin, 2 for you. One, when Blake Griffin, when Mike James, when Landry Shamet is getting up for those sorts of dunks, when the others are participating like that, how does that change or impact the potency of this team?
Yeah, I mean, we expect everybody to come out there if they play and play hard. And, you know, tonight guys came out there with extreme focus and just tried to be aggressive on both ends, not do too much, keep the game basic, and we was able to get some stops and some scores.
When you saw James struggling, what was your initial reaction to that?
I didn't realize what had happened until he had started walking off the court. But we were supposed to run a play, and he wasn't in his spot. And then I looked at him, he was grimacing. So this shit sucks. It sucks. It sucks out because I want him to be out there. I know how much he cares. I know how much he wants to be in this moment. It sucks. You know, I wish him a speedy recovery. We're going to keep him involved as much as possible, but, I mean, it's just a bad break.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Greg, you're muted.
Kevin, sorry, it took me a minute to unmute. Just how do you gauge how this team handled the emotional blow of losing Harden? I mean, you guys still played a terrific defensive game. You know, just did all this adversity that you've had all season kind of prepare you for this moment?
I mean, yeah, we try not to be too emotional out there, but losing, you know, one of your leaders like that, this first play of the game, you know, it definitely, we had to regroup for a couple of minutes and figure out what was next. But I think the coaching staff did a great job of moving forward, and guys came in and just tried to play extremely hard. We didn't care about anything else but playing and executing the game plan and just, you know, leaving it all out there. So, you know, we're going to be thinking about James. We're going to be, you know, I'm definitely going to call him when I leave here, see how he's doing. But like I said, it's just it's just a bad situation, man. I hate that it had to happen to him right now.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, you guys forced Milwaukee into shooting 20% from 3 and then forced a ton of turnovers on them and capitalized on them. What'd you like about the defense tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were just, you know, really after the first quarter, the offensive rebounding, I think we did a solid job on after that. You know, I think that's what got them going and had us down like 10 in the first quarter, them getting extra possessions. And that's what they thrive on. And I know they're not going to miss that many shots, 6 for 30. They're not going to miss that many shots. But if we they shot only 3 more shots than us. And when we played them before, they shoot 14, 15 more shots than us. So we just got to rebound the basketball, play extremely hard, and realize this team is a huge, long team, big team. So we got to all be in the paint, helping each other out. It's going to be a fun series.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Going on, Kevin. What type of impact does Blake have on a game when he's diving all over the floor and making those plays on loose balls like he did today?
Well, I mean, when he plays like that, it just ignites the whole crowd, ignites our team. And he's diving on the floor, playing tough and big as a center. And a lot of guys have, moved down, I guess, as far as like guarding bigger players in this series. So Blake is one of those guys that's been battling all series. And I mean, it's all playoffs, and then the first game, played 35 minutes and grind like that. Very promising start to the series. But we got our work cut out for us. We got a long ways to go.
Brian Mahoney with AP.
Hey, Kevin, it looked like when you picked up your 4th foul, about a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter, you kind of waved right away to Steve that you didn't want to come off the floor. Why did you want to stay in that moment? And then you scored, I think, 7 in a row right there. How much of an important stretch was that to get you guys going to the final quarter?
Yeah, I thought it was an important stretch. There was only a minute to go, and I've been in the league for too long. So if I had got my 5th foul, that would have just been a lack of IQ. So I just tried to play smart and realized that we needed to score some baskets going into the 4th. And I was able to get some free throws, a nice little 3-pointer at the end. So I just got to play smarter next game. The 2 fouls I got in the 3rd quarter, I just got to be better.
Vincent Goodwill, Yahoo Sports.
KD, injuries have been such a big story this year in the playoffs all the way around, even before James' situation tonight. I mean, when you're preparing and you're looking around the league and everything else, like, does that come into your mind? Do you try to keep all that stuff out? Like, how do you mentally prepare and not let the possibilities of the negative stuff like that come into play?
I mean, that's just a life lesson.